Are we back? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I hope that totally didn't. Okay, what does this say? What does this say? Blah 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 blah. What is going on, everybody? Welcome. Can you hear me now? Is this working? How's it going? Can you see me? I don't know. I know there's always a delay. How's it going? Device was not found. Can you hear me? 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 I'm waiting for this thing to pop up to see if I'm live. Let me know in the chat if I'm live. I can't see. It's not popping up. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Yes, it is. It's not showing me on this thing over here unless they took it away. I wonder if YouTube Gaming took this away. Hold up. So am I showing up on YouTube? Let me see. Let me see. How's it going, guys? How's it going? Welcome, 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 welcome. I'm not seeing myself live right now, so that's why. I mean, you guys obviously are. I'm not. Okay, so let me go here. All right, so let me see if I can hear myself. I can't really hear myself from here. Okay, so we're live. Okay. Cool. Just wanted to make sure. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the live stream. How's it going? I prefer the other chat. I want the other chat. Can I pop this out? Let me get this pop out chat. Okay, let me get this pop out chat over here so I can see what you guys are saying. Welcome. Oh, man, this freaking... Can I change the color? Oh, the freaking color's white. Can I just change it back to black? The dark mode. Can I go to the dark mode? This is so bright. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Oh my God, how do I send it? How do I send it back, guys? I'm so scared. It's so bright. How's it going? Welcome, everybody. I see. What up, Jay? What up, Elder? What up, GZ? What up, Lincoln? We got Eli Amir Mute. We got so many people in here. What's up, Sam? Just a tip. What's up? Welcome. Dominic, how you doing? What up, Artemis, Thomas? I see all you guys people in here. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the stream. I've said that a million times. It has been a long time since we've streamed over here on freaking YouTube. How's it going? Welcome. So yes, that Gotham finale. I was trying to make a video last night. I genuinely tried to make a video, and I was just like, I don't want to. I was like, I just can't. It's not in me to freaking watch Gotham, or make a video about Gotham and edit it and do all this stuff. So I was like, you know what? I'll just do a live stream tomorrow, and that'll just make things a billion times better. I've been sub for 3 years. Oh, I appreciate that. Came for Gotham, stayed for juice. I live for Gotham. Okay, you didn't see the final episode? I totally saw the final episode. I just saw it. Mind blown. Your mind was blown by this. How was your day? It was good, Jalen. So I got up a little later than I was supposed to. I was supposed to meet a friend at noon, and we were supposed to continue writing our comic book. But I was like, yo, bro, I just woke up at 11:45. I was like, I'm not gonna make it. So we pushed it back to 1:30, and I went to meet up with him. And I completely forgot my favorite spot to go, write and do, drink coffee and stuff like that is downtown. But I forgot that this weekend, the last 2 weeks, if you live in San Antonio or if you know anything about Texas, is Fiesta. It's this big celebration every year, and the parades are starting. The parades are what close out this big Fiesta festival, and I completely forgot that was happening today. So I was driving down there, and there's all these signs like exit closed, street closed, and I'm like, oh crap. I was like, this is exactly where my coffee shop's at. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get there. Luckily, I was able to get there, so was my friend. It was actually open, and it was super chill. I thought it would be a madhouse, but I guess since everybody was trying to go to this parade and do all this stuff, it was actually super chill, and we had the whole upstairs of this coffee shop by ourselves, and for the most part. And yeah, we got to do a little bit of riding, got to do all that, and then I went rock climbing because I have a membership there, and I have not been going enough lately, so I went to go do that. And then I came home and decided to actually, have this live stream. So, yeah. Let's see. Okay, blah, 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 blah. I can't believe they killed off Echo. Final episode didn't need more J scenes. And why are people upset about Echo? It's Sagitu J meeting the real Harley, not the proto Harley. Yeah, I wasn't really upset about Echo. I was surprised. I thought she was going to be the proto Harley. But I guess I can see why people are upset about Echo not being Harley, because she basically did everything Harley would do, and now if there is a real Harley later, which doesn't matter because Gotham's over, there wouldn't really, Harley wouldn't be original. So I can see why they're totally mad about that. And yeah, it just kind of takes away from Harley being original. The finale felt like a pilot to the show we're never going to see. Okay, what do you think about Gotham's season finale? Okay, so let me give my thoughts before, and then if you guys have questions about the episode or whatever, we'll definitely dive into them. But this is what I'm saying. If you guys have been watching my shows, if you follow me on Twitter or whatever, you know that I have been disappointed by this season pretty much every episode. And the 1 or 2 episodes that I liked, everybody hated. Everybody's like, what? That was a cheap episode. And blah, 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 blah. And I genuinely was just really disappointed with the season because like I don't know what other shows you guys watch. I don't know what other series you've watched, but usually when a show goes into the final season, those are usually some of the best freaking episodes you'll ever get. And Gotham didn't deliver on that, like, at all. We didn't even get like a Scarecrow, like a really good Scarecrow episode. Like they could have brought, we didn't really have a good Mad Hatter episode. Like they could have done so many different things. And especially with this whole like territories thing, you could have had a bunch more wars and stuff like that. But we just got a bunch of these throwaway episodes with flavor of the week villains. And I was just like, this is weak. So that was pretty much the season. So I was really down on the whole season. I've been down on it since season 4. You guys know. Season 3 for me is the peak of Gotham. Season 3 was the best Gotham I think there ever was. Season 4 started going downhill with the Barbara League of Assassins stuff and then Bruce killing and all that. Like I wasn't for it. And season 5 I think has just been a huge disappointment in my opinion. But as for the finale felt rushed. And I've heard this from diehard freaking Gotham fans. They have all are like, it's rushed. It was rushed. Totally rushed. And yeah, it was genuinely rushed. I don't know what a lot of people expected from this. I know what exactly Gotham does, they make it seem like the trailer is just going to be this awesome, amazing episode, but they show you everything. They show you all the good stuff. Did we see anything different from the Batman character? No, we saw him jumping through the window. We saw him actually, like, the whole, like, where he does that and everybody's like, we saw that in the trailers. We saw the I'm not your enemy part. And we basically, the only thing we didn't see was the reveal of the costume. And that freaking photo leaked a whole long time ago. So what did the trailer not show that wasn't Batman? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it pretty much showed everything. And then I think the last episode trying to fit a storyline into the episode was kind of a bad decision, in my opinion. Trying to fit in this just random Jeremiah had this plan forever. He was waiting 10 years for Bruce to come back and all of that jazz. I just don't think it was really necessary. I think you could have done something even better. Or you could have, I don't know. It did 100% felt rushed. They should have just nixed that last episode because the whole Bane arc was kind of trash. Like, I don't know why they forced the whole Bane thing so much. But the 10-year time jump was just, they hyped it up way too much, and I just don't think it was worth it, to be honest. I think that finale was a super letdown. The producers said that they weren't going to do what Smallville did, right? They weren't going to try to be like Smallville and just have, Superman showing the S and the show ending. So we got the bat suit in the episode, but they still literally revealed the bat suit at the end of the episode. So they did exactly what Smallville did. They just had an episode. But Superman was Superman the whole damn freaking every season. He was doing Superman things. Bruce wasn't really doing that. He wasn't really Batman in any of this series. So even Smallville, I thought, was better, handled their shit better than this. But yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I felt like this was a major, major disappointment just all around this whole season. Like, I know a lot of you guys love this show, and that's totally badass. It's totally badass. That you guys love this show and that you're really into it and all that jazz. That's dope. I have plenty of shows that I like that other people don't like. It's totally cool. But to go around saying that this is a show that has amazing writing and all that jazz, that's not true. Like, I highly recommend that you guys check out other shows that do have amazing writing or that are just on another level, because the character development just wasn't here in this show. This show, I've said it since season 1, or since I started covering this in season 2, this show has never had an identity. This show has never known what it wanted to be. It was supposed to start off as a detective show that centered around Jim Gordon, and it was just him about his adventures and craziness in Gotham, but it turned into this like, oh, we gotta push Batman, we gotta push his villains, we gotta do all of this stuff. And they never knew what they wanted, and then it became this crazy villain show, and it was nuts. So I don't know. I don't know. It was just freaking a disappointment in this. Doom Patrol writing is better than Gotham's, if we're being honest. Doom Patrol, see, if you guys have the DC Universe app, Doom Patrol's character development, that is how you develop characters. Doom Patrol, and that is a batshit crazy show. That is a batshit crazy show. Like, there is literally an episode where there is a freaking street that is a character. And that street has more character development than some of the characters in Gotham. Like, if you want to watch a show with really great character development, watch Doom Patrol. So great. Okay, you hit it on the nail. They never really had an identity. They didn't capitalize on anything. Kind of lost their way. Totally agree. Let's see. I'm just telling you, they should have done like Batman and like the villains doing a wrong thing besides the whole Gotham thing. There was too much Riddler and Penguin in the whole season. Agree. Yeah, there was way too much of them. I'm not going to do that, Elder. But there, consider that it. Let's see. I like how they ended Barbara's storyline. Yeah, I was really surprised that Barbara, it's kind of weird that Barbara was the only one that didn't get thrown in jail or anything. Not like she wasn't killing people either. But Jim was all like, yeah, you're my baby mama. Okay, I'll keep you out of jail, and you can also be a millionaire. By basically competing with Bruce Wayne and building, buildings and crap. I was like, really? What? But hey, it's badass. I'm glad we got, Barbara Gordon in there. Barbara Lee Gordon, which was interesting. Let's see. Jeremiah got the short end of the stick. Jeremiah was so forced into this. And to be honest, I don't know how Cameron Monaghan said that is his favorite version of all the characters he played. I think that is the worst. I'd rather have Jeremiah 1.0 than that. Like, that Joker was trash in my opinion. I know some of you guys probably like the look and like, oh my god, the costume was great. I thought that was crap. It was so rushed, and like everything just looked really cheap. Like, I prefer Jeremiah, and that's saying something, because you guys know I prefer Jerome over Jeremiah and over this Jeremiah 2.0 or J or whatever you want to call them. But that J was cheap. It was so cheap. Also, can we point out that this Batman has to be on like a I guess he has to be on a Batman level, but he was able to throw a batarang through the hand of Jeremiah, but when he hit him in the head with a batarang, it bounced off. That is skill right there, ladies and gentlemen. I would say that batarang should have went through his head and killed him, but he was able to throw a batarang and bounce it off of his head. That's skill. Yeah, that was dumb. Jeremiah and Echo's teams were underwhelming, but I love the direction they went with Barbara. Police don't work like that. Juice, blah, blah. Yes, I have. Those were a couple of scenes toward the beginning of the season where they lingered on Ed waking up in random places and doing random shit were irrelevant as hell. I totally agree, Jalen. So are the Riddler and Penguin gay or not? I never really knew. I didn't pay any attention, I guess. But no, they're not gay. Penguin had some feelings for him at one point, but Riddler never really reciprocated those. But they are just like, equals in friendship and stuff like that. Joker's costume looked horrendous. Cameron Monaghan deserved much better. Hey, Juice, I heard Bruce was supposed to infiltrate gangs. I mean, in the show? I mean, that would have been a little bit better, but I don't know. Also, keeping David Mazouz, like, again, like the beginning of the episode where he goes to a mountain, he just sees a mountain. What's on that mountain? This is the stuff that just makes me like cringe and makes me like just How are you not thinking about this, Gotham? The whole mountain thing should have happened at the start of this season. It should have happened in season 4 when that training by the League of Assassins, that should have happened. That should have been happening this whole time, to be honest. He should have left Gotham and he should have freaking became the Batman or whatever. But what is in the mountain? Was it a freaking nice coffee shop? Was it a nice hotel? Like, I know we have to assume that's where he's going to be Batman, but we already saw the League of Assassins. We already saw them. He already got training from them. He technically got training from the Court of Owls or whatever. But, yeah. So what's in the mountain? Because, to be honest, from Batman lore, when you go to a freaking snowy mountain like that, it's usually the League of Assassins. He wasn't going back to train with them. Like, this is the stuff that Gotham doesn't make any sense with. They don't freaking tell you this stuff. They never did. They just assumed that everybody watching just knows this stuff. And that's bad writing. Let's see. Okay, blah, blah. He jumped out of a window, threw a few knives shaped like bats. Lighting on the bat suit was too bright, so the suit looked too weird, especially the cowl. The cowl looks so fake. It looked so plasticky. Like, it looked worse than the 1989 ones. I think the hype kind of ruined the finale. Too many trailers, too many promises, not enough resolutions. I agree, Ryan. They should make more episodes longer, like 2 hours. That would have been nice. That's not what we got. On the mountain is the trainer, I think. Yeah, that's what you assume. Of course, he's training, but we don't know. Could have been a 5-star hotel. Just stayed at a 5-star hotel for 10 years. Okay, I think my favorite scene out of the whole season was Catwoman stealing the diamond scene, but I wish they could have seen her fight. Yeah, that kind of annoyed me too. Like, so we don't know what he said on the letter, by the way. We have no idea what was on that letter, and I even put a poll on Twitter. I was all like, do you think Gotham's going to leave us hanging, or they're going to reveal what was in that letter? And they didn't. And so do we assume that Catwoman already knows who Bruce is? That he's Batman? Like, I know she didn't see him technically, but he just disappears and stuff. I thought that was kind of cheap. Like, I don't know. That was kind of weak. You could have easily had the letter played a part in this final episode. That wouldn't have been hard. Because, like, I don't know. You would have had to reveal Batman's, like, identity or whatever. But he could have done something. Like, you could have used that letter to play a part in this episode somehow, and they totally didn't do it. Blah, blah, blah. I had high hopes for both. It kind of let me down. If I have been so much better, there were good things and negative things that made it unbearable. Who is at the bottom left corner of the screen? That's T Swift. The Batman costume from Titans low-key looked better. Yeah, because they never really showed it. That's why it was badass. The opening scene with Bruce gave me Batman Begins, but I agree with you. Who else wish Barbara had more story? I think Barbara had enough story. She got a lot of this season. Can we also point out that baby got born really quickly. That baby got made and born in like 3 episodes. Just throwing that out there. I don't know if you guys picked up on that. But that baby got made and born in like 3 episodes. The only reason why I let the suit in the finale slide was because it was Bruce's first outing as Batman. But yeah, it wasn't amazing. Honestly, Gotham should have ended on season 3. Bruce got training from the League, so it would have been believable for him to be a badass. They set up the Joker and most of the Rogues Gallery. I agree, Ace. Had it ended at season 3 like a lot of people thought it was going to, they even filmed it that way. They filmed it in a way where you thought that was going to be the end of Gotham, because he was standing on top of the freaking, that one building, just looking down at the city. That would have been a perfect ending if this show would have ended there, and I would have probably been like, oh man, that's crazy. It is really crazy to think that had it ended, right? Had it ended at season 3, I would be so different in my mentality of this show. I would have been like, oh dude, Gotham was such a good show. Like, oh, if they would have just gave it more seasons, they could have kept going. They could have done this. They could have done that. Like, I would be so different, because that was peak of Gotham for me. Like, I was on such a high with that show. And then once Bruce killed, it was, I hated this show after that. But yeah, like, had Gotham ended on season 3, I think my tone for this would totally be so different. Do you have a problem with Catwoman being recast? No, I didn't have a problem with that because it made sense. It was 10 years older, and unfortunately, Cameron, the actress, she said it was her decision, and I think it's for the best. I mean, because she still does look really young, just like when they do a close-up of freaking David Mazouz in that bat suit. He looked very young. That was not an intimidating Batman. And they should have just upped him. They should have made him more bulky. They should have cast somebody better in that suit, but they didn't. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, kind of a letdown. But did they kill Jeremiah? I went back and I watched it because everybody kept asking me. They're like, did Jeremiah die? And he doesn't move after he gets hit in the head. But I went back and I was freeze framing the episode, and the batarang comes in and it hits him in the head, and he has like a blood spurt, and it bounces off. So I don't know. So it's either Batman's extremely skilled to where he can make batarangs bounce off but knock people out, or that one he didn't throw it right. But he hit him in the hand, and it went through his hand, so I thought it would have went through his skull, but hey, man, Batman's a badass. He can do whatever he wants. He can literally hit somebody and have the perfect tooth come out. That's happened before. Okay, I think this is the worst part of Gotham is being done, so no Gotham Juice reviews. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I am so relieved that this show is finally over. And I know a lot of you guys love the reviews and, you want to hear my opinions on things. I am working on something here in the future. I'm hoping it'll be out within a week or two, maybe a couple days. Actually, I'm hoping it'll... How many days do I got? I got 4 days. I'm hoping it'll be out by the end of this month, but we'll see. That'll cut it pretty close. But... yeah, I'm so relieved not to do reviews anymore. It's not fun. I don't know if you guys have ever made YouTube videos or you've ever tried to review something, but after doing something you love becomes like a job and it becomes like taxing. Like, I used to just love watching shows, and then you start covering them and you're just like, these shows aren't really fun anymore. I haven't watched any of the CW shows this season. Honestly, have not watched any of them. I watched the first few episodes. The Flash I've probably seen the most, and then Supergirl. But I haven't seen anything after the crossover, so I know there's like some cool stuff going on in there, but I haven't watched any of it. And yeah, I just videos and stuff like that. And I know some people will probably be like, oh, are you going to review Batwoman when it comes out? I don't think so. But we'll definitely be able to talk about it because I do want to bring back YouTube live streams. Like I said, I'll be talking about that in a video coming out pretty soon. But those will be the places where we can talk about things because I just want to watch the shows now. I don't want to break them down because the thing that sucks about reviewing, and I think it's what hurt Gotham and it's what did stuff like that, is if you want to be a good reviewer and like, if you've seen Boba Talks or you've seen anybody else out there, you constantly have to be on all of the leaks because somebody else is going to tell you. And if you're not on top of everything and your viewers have more knowledge than you don't look like a really good reviewer. And you don't look like a very good cover, like, somebody that's covering this stuff if your audience constantly knows way more than you. So you have to follow everybody that leaks this kind of stuff, and you have to gather it all the time, and you're basically not able to enjoy the show anymore because you know all of the leaks. Like, you know what's going to happen. You know what 3 episodes from now are going to be. You don't get to enjoy anything anymore. So that's kind of why I kind of want to be done with reviews. I kind of want to enjoy them like you guys enjoy them, and then we could just have like a live stream or something and talk about that episode. Because I just don't want to do that anymore. Like, it's just too much. Genuinely, what this channel will become is research. And I know I mentioned this before, and people are like, oh, where are those videos, Juice? You say that all the time. Trust me, I hate myself just as much. But you have this mentality of, like, when you make videos and you know something's going to get views easy, like Gotham got views so easy. Like, it didn't matter what I made the title. I could make the title to piss people off, or I could make the title super intriguing. Gotham always got views. Like, they're my highest rated videos. Well, actually, Flash is my highest rated video still. But Gotham, it was just easy, like an easy 1,000 views, easy 2,000-3,000 views here and there. But now that I don't have those anymore because this show's over, it's going to make me want to do more videos. So there'll still be news type videos, but I really want to get into research and top 10 videos for the Batman universe because there's so much crap that you guys probably don't know about Batman, and I want to bring that to your knowledge holes. Because, yeah, there's so much stuff. And I want people to be able to post in the comments, like, Juice, you should do a top 10 of the worst Batman villains, or Juice, the top 10 whatever, and Juice this and that, or like who's the most powerful person in the Batman universe, or like how many, like, has Batman ever died truly, blah. I want to do videos like that. I don't want to freaking constantly review stuff, because one, review stuff, you could say everything perfectly and people are still gonna hate you. Like, that's just how it goes. Like, no, man, no, you can't give your opinion in reviews. Everybody just gets all like, yeah, this is my favorite show, I hate you for talking bad about it. And that just gets annoying after a while. But if I'm throwing facts at you, I know people are still gonna be like, that's stupid. But if you're throwing facts and be like, well, this happened, bro, I'm sorry, it's not my opinion, it's straight up facts. So I kind of wanted to get more into that stuff. Let's see. Let's read some comments. Do you think we will ever be more Batman on screen? Audiences seem tired of the Bat. At least tired of poorly written Batman. I think people will get back into Batman, like be really hyped for Batman when Matt Reeves' Batman comes out. Because I think he's going to do a true adaptation of what we know as Batman. But yeah, I think they need to get more into the Batman universe and not rely so much on just Batman. Praise the gods for the Gotham's end. For being the last episode, why wouldn't they make it 2 hours when they would have more time to put more in, like, more villains and stuff? I have no idea. No idea. Do you think they'll ever reboot, or it's just a question? No, I don't think they'll ever reboot. I mean, they might make another show about Batman, but I don't think they're going to reboot Gotham. I think if you are going to do, like, a reboot of Gotham, do it on HBO or something and let them go, like, real crazy detective stuff. Like, and have the villains already established. Don't have this, like, beginning crap. Like, just have them established. Cast somebody as the Riddler or cast somebody as the whatever and just have story arcs with those people, but don't ever cross them. Like, they shouldn't do that. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's see. Trisha! What is up, Trisha? I'd like to see someone cover some of the more obscure Batman content people don't really cover. Ooh, suggestions, Trisha. I see you got suggestions. What you got? I'm totally down for suggestions, and that is something this channel will thrive on in the future. What did you think of Echo dying? Had no problem with it. So which was worse, Season 4 or Season 5? Drunken Killer Bruce or underwhelming semi-useless Batman? I want to say Season 5 was worse. Somebody asked me in the Discord. By the way, if you guys don't know that we have a Discord, we totally have a Discord. I got to start posting that link. But we have a Discord, by the way, and we talk in that Discord a lot more. We were talking about in Discord about the, somebody asked, I've never seen Gotham, should I watch it? And I was like, Gotham starts off kind of slow, but it reaches peak in Season 3 and then just becomes a dumpster fire in Season 4 and 5. So that's how I view it. But I think Season 5 is worse. I honestly think Gotham hit a peak. Season 4 was slowly going up, and then just boom, it just hits. Like, it just starts going down. And it slightly goes back up, and then it comes back down harder. Like, it's badass. I mean, not badass. It's bad. And it's ass. Okay, they should have done an adaptation of The Man Who Laughs with Jerome or maybe Hush. Man, Hush would have been awesome. They should have that could have been a great storyline. Got Jim's comic for like a minute. Wait, Jim's comic? Comic Look. Okay, yeah, we did. Just another wannabe? Was Jerome Joker? I mean, no. I mean, I don't know, man. It was bad. They handled that whole thing so bad. What stinks is no Hush or no Harvey Dent, no Firefly or Mr. Freeze. Yeah, why was there no Firefly or Mr. Freeze in this final season? They literally had territories on that map. Like, big territories, too. And you're going to give Zaz like that? Like, oh, man, I don't know. And it sucks that Zaz never really cut himself after Season 1. That was his name. Like, over time, he should have had more and more scars. But no. Yeah, that was ridiculous. Too many open questions for the final episode. Cameron Hunter should portray the Joker on the big screen one day. I don't know. I don't want to see Cameron Monaghan as a Joker anymore. Like, because I understand Cameron Monaghan's performance and like the way he's trying to do things. He's already played the Joker 3 times, 3 different ways. And if he were going to play a 4th time, he's going to have to change it for a 4th time because he's not going to want that performance to be anything like the other ones. And I think it progressively got worse as he got Joker characters. So I wouldn't want to see him on the big screen at all. Yeah, I can't believe they didn't do Two-Face. Like, it was ridiculous. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. Like, Two-Face would have been so easy. They should have just recast him. They recast other people. I would like an Elseworld film about the Riddler, but that probably won't happen. I mean, we'll see. It really depends. If the Joker hits it out of the park, I think you're going to see a bunch of different films from DC. We'll see how the Joker does. It made sense that Echo was killed, so Dr. Harley Quinzel would be able to exist after this show. Well, you would think that Harley Quinzel should have been made in the 10-year time gap. I mean, freaking Joker J, whatever, was in the hospital for 10 years. I know he was like, and that thing's crazy too. You're telling me freaking Jerome played crazy for 10 years? Like, that's nuts. I mean, I guess that's super meta for him to do that, but that's still crazy. I would like to see an adaptation of the Mad Monk. Man, that's an old callback. Wish Clayface had a bigger role. Yeah, I know. They could have done more with Clayface, too. Where the hell was Zaz? I was disappointed Jim shaved the stash so fast. No Harvey Dent. They fucked up there. Okay. Hush, along with Penguin, is rumored to be a villain in the upcoming Batman movie. Yeah, so, man, if Matt Reeves were to actually do Hush, like, as his first movie, that would be crazy. I just reread Hush. If you guys don't know, Hush is it's regarded as one of the best Batman stories, if not the best Batman story. I know a lot of people would fight on that, but it is my favorite Batman story, and I reread it for the first time, and like, oh my god, Hush is so good. Oh, it's so freaking good because it introduces a brand new character, which if you've read a lot of Batman, it's very hard to introduce new characters into the Batman mythos because everybody just wants the old ones. They just want Joker, they just want Bane, they just want Scarecrow. So it's very hard to introduce a brand new character and have him stick and people like him. Most recently is Hush, and then the most recent is the Batman Who Laughs. Like, people love the Batman Who Laughs, but it's Batman and Joker mixed. Like, of course people are going to love that. But it's so hard to do that. But with Hush, it was this crazy detective story, like this crazy mystery detective story. It was where Bruce and Selina like finally pushed their relationship to like new like heights, I guess. It's where he like, I don't want to say everything, but he reveals his identity to her in Hush. And like, you know, it's one of their first, like, I guess in continuity or recent continuity, one of their first kisses. At the time it probably was. They've definitely kissed way before that, but just the way they were doing it, it was like this big, like, stepping stone for their relationship, which is, if you guys know, like, that's one of the biggest things in the Batman mythos is Batman and Catwoman. And it just had, like, it had almost every great villain from the Rogues Gallery, and like I said, there was just twists and turns, and it was freaking solid. Like, Hush is one of the best freaking Batman stories, and if they were to make that into the movie, it would blow it out of the park. I'm done with Cameron. I agree, Trisha. Okay. Hey, Juice, did you know that the classic The Man Who Laughs movie was an inspiration for Joker? I did know that. I didn't like this wannabe Joker. Have you seen Endgame? I have. Do you think Joker would have been better with more than 2 strands of hair? Like, literally, he had no hair. Yeah, I think he would have been better, for sure. What villain would you love to see in Gotham that they didn't make? I got Ventriloquist for, like, 20 minutes, which I always wanted Ventriloquist. Clock King would have been really cool. I've always low-key been a fan of Clock King. He was really cool. I would have loved to see him. Who else? Man, I'm trying to think of... Clayface is one of my favorite Batman villains. I would have loved to see more of him. I would have loved to seen him in his, like, blobby sense. You know what I mean? I'm I'm trying to think. Of who else would have been badass. Two-Face would have been cool. Yeah, there's so many villains. They didn't explain. Okay, they made Ed a Joker fanboy in Arkham for a brief minute, for real. Jeremiah faking being brain dead, literally a plot point in Dumb and Dumber 2. The Gotham writers took cues from Dumb and Dumber 2. This is why I came to you, Juice. I need to catch up on comics like yesterday. Yeah, I mean, Jalen, this channel will now be like that. I'm trying to work out something right now to where I'll hopefully be able to be put on a list to where I get the comics a little early. And if that's the case, to where I can actually get the comics early and I can actually make videos for the comics, or at least be... So, like, I want to have like, ideally, I would love to have every Friday, maybe Thursday, have Batman News Weekly come out. But the thing that sucks is I don't really get a lot of Batman news. Most of the Batman news is comic book related. I don't get that until Wednesday, and I have to read everything Wednesday, and then I have streams on Wednesday night, so I can't really work on a video until Thursday morning. But if we stream until like 2 or 3 in the morning, then I'm kind of tired the next morning, and I'm not able to work on videos. So I'm not able to make a video till Thursday night, which is going into Friday. And it's just so hard to gather all this information and film a video that night and then freaking edit it and then have it ready to go on Friday before, if I go to work that day. So I'm hoping to be able to get the issues and stuff slightly earlier than normal, and then be able to do Batman News Weeklies where I film the comic portion by itself, and then I can film whatever other news is happening, and then make those videos every Friday. So I would be able to keep people up to date with the comic stuff in Batman News Weekly, and then if it's something even better or something like crazy happens in the comic books, I'll make solo videos for those to where I go into depth about that kind of stuff. Because I don't want to just tell everybody what's happening in the comic books. I'd prefer you guys to read them yourselves, because I think you're missing out on comics if you're not reading them, because they're some of the most amazing stories you'll ever read. Especially if you don't have the DC Universe app, or if you do have the DC Universe app, they just added 20,000 comic books to that DC Universe app. Like, one, they have great shows on there. If you want to watch all the animated movies, if any new animated movie that they release it on the DC Universe app now. So, like, that app is totally worth the money, people. So yeah, you can catch up on so much knowledge of DC if you have that app, because they just released 20,000 comics. It's nuts. So peeps, I'm from work, hiding in the bathroom. What up, middle finger? Blah blah. Okay. What villains would you like to see in Gotham? Oh, I already did that. Do you think the Joker would have been better if they had more like? Okay, I already read that. I think Black Mask would have been cool on the show. Yeah, they had his like brother. But yeah, they didn't have Black Mask. Is it true that the actor playing Jorah Mormont in GOT is rumored to be cast as the new Batman? Isn't he too old for the role? No, that is true. I was going to make a video on that, but, actually, I made a video on that, but I made that video right before I went to Vegas, and I don't like editing stuff on vacation, like, so I didn't make the video. I made the video, I just didn't edit it. Follow Juice on Twitch, he streams 3 times a week. Thank you for that shout out, Middle. But yes, also join the Discord. I really need to put that Discord freaking link in here, because you guys should follow Discord. That's where we talk a lot. Maybe it's cool to make a video talking about how you would have done the last 2 seasons of Gotham. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I talk about that all the time, and I'm done with Gotham. Like, I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's cool to have these ongoing conversations, but I don't want to like waste the time recording and then, uploading a video for Gotham. Who do you think is the most underrated Batman villain? Man, underrated. Talia al Ghul is pretty gangster. Like, if you really look at stuff Talia al Ghul has done, she's pretty gangster. But sometimes she's on both sides of the fence, so I don't really know. But underrated, man, I'm trying to think. I mean, I know a lot of people don't take Bane too seriously. He's got a really huge story arc right now where he's kicking the ass. He's kicking Batman's ass right now in the current run. But I wouldn't consider Bane underrated. Man, who would be underrated? it's so hard because I feel like so many Batman characters are so mainstream nowadays that they're just perfectly rated. um, I don't know. That's a tough question, to be honest. Um, do you stream specifically on Twitch? Okay. Do you stream on Twitch specifically nights now? Twitch doesn't give me any of my notifications when you're streaming, and my job has finally calmed down, so I want to come back. Yeah, Trisha. So right now, I might be streaming. Okay, I'm thinking about making one of the days streaming during the day because I don't want to try to bring in a new audience. So I'm thinking Wednesday or Monday I might stream during the day before I go to work. But so that'll be like 11 a.m. my time or something like that, and that won't be for everybody. I know people will be in school and stuff like that, but summer's coming up, so I feel like some people will be able to attend, and we might be able to just bring in a new daytime audience. So I'm gonna try to do that, but as of right now, my streams are Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. So those are the days that usually happens. If I'm off, kind of like today, the stream will be a little bit earlier. So there will be a stream tonight over on Twitch for any of you guys that want to come chill and hang out with us. There will be a stream tonight. It'll probably be in like 2.5 hours. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Condiment King. You know what? If you're talking about underrated Batman villains, well, they probably should stay underrated, or they're probably just not even rated. Freaking James Gunn is about to bring in a bunch of Batman villains in that Suicide Squad movie, and a lot of them are going to be ridiculous, and I'm pretty sure he's going to make them badass like he did with Guardians. What happened to Mad Hatter? Mad Hatter might actually be really underrated. I like comics. I would have loved to see Kite Man in Gotham. I know Tom King would have loved to see Kite Man. Did you notice Penguin's eye is like an homage to Fish Mooney? Oh, I didn't notice that. One day I won't be broke and I'll get a monthly annual DC Universe subscription. But today is not the day. Marvel or DC? What's your favorite number, DC? What do you mean my favorite number in DC? I'm DC over Marvel, but I will say that Endgame was the first Marvel movie I've liked in a while. What do you think of Mr. J? I thought it was cheap. Be real, the final episode of Gotham freaking sucked. Was so goddamn underwhelming and rushed, and other plot lines didn't get resolved. And the Batsuit looked awful. David's face CG was laughable. I literally laughed when I saw the Batsuit. And I hate to say that because I think David Mazouz was a cool kid. Although, he needs to change the way he spells his name. Okay? Alright, I'm looking at you, David's mom and dad. You can't spell a name, freaking David, D-A-V-I-D, and pronounce it David. You can't just change a pronunciation like that. It is David. David should be D-A-V-E-E-D or something like that. Change it. You can't spell it freaking... Oh, no, it's David. It's freaking French or whatever. It's David. This whole time we were calling him David. No, it's David. Mazouz is fine, but it's David. Freaking, that annoyed me the most. But what up, Martin? How you doing? Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Jeremiah got like no time on the last episode, like 5 minutes. Juice, do you think... Okay, what do you like on a burger? Okay, Juice, do you like what a burger? It's so good. Of course I do. What kind of question is that? I love it. What do you think of the Batman He-Man looking figures? Batman He-Man looking figures? I don't know what you mean there. I don't know what that is. Ugh, don't remind me about James Gunn. Oh, Jalen, do we got some aggression towards James Gunn? Is this a you don't like his past comments kind of thing, or you don't like James Gunn as a director kind of thing? What is going on there, Jalen? I didn't know you were a James Gunn hater. Because let's see. Pronouncing David's name is like trying to pronounce Kansas and Arkansas. This ball of okay, blah blah. Okay, the ball of mud and meanness was, in my opinion, the best episode of Gotham for Bruce. The confrontation with Matches Malone was incredible. That was actually a good episode. A little bit of both. Okay, did Man-Bat ever show up, or did I miss something? Like, I didn't remember. There was like this one episode. Well. Did they even show all of those characters that were at the end of season 4? I know they showed some of them. Did they show Man-Bat at the end of that one? I think they did. We never really got a Killer Croc, although there was some people like, oh, it was that one guy in that episode. I don't really think it was. But there was that one episode where they tried to chase somebody. It was whoever was working with Fish Mooney from the Indian Hill stuff. They broke out, and there was this guy who had wings, and everybody said that was Man-Bat, but I think it was just a guy who had bat wings. I forgot about the Oswald's Fish Parallel. What was your favorite episode of Gotham? Ooh. I did really like the episode between Bruce and Jerome. I thought that was really awesome. But, man, where was one episode that I was just so freaking hyped? I feel like you guys would know better than I would about episodes that I was like, oh! I did really like when they showed the Batcave, although I can't believe they never really, did that more. Also, what happened to the freaking Batmobile, by the way, people? Remember he had this badass car? We got that for one episode. Why wasn't he using that in all of Season 5 and stuff? But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know. Man, what was an episode that I really freaked out on? I was just like, oh my god. But yeah. The Pennyworth show looks great, but it also looks, from the looks of the trailer, also, do you think about Swamp Thing looks dope. I'm worried that they cut 3 episodes because I like the idea. So, if, again, DC Universe, I'm not being paid by them, but DC, if you want to pay me, I will promote the shit out of your stuff. DC Universe, the one thing I will say is they have a lot of shows, and it looks like every show is taking a different tone, which is really cool. Titans wasn't the best show. It was the first one on the network, so I'm going to cut them a little slack. I'm hoping they're going to get better. Titans was okay. I mean, it was slightly better than Gotham. But then Doom Patrol. Oh, my God. Doom Patrol is amazing. And that tone of that show is awesome. That's what I'm going to say that tone is. But it gets really wacky, but can get really dramatic. And, man, there's serious moments in that show that are just like, what? But the character development is A+ in Doom Patrol. And now Swamp Thing is going to be like a horror show, which that is going to be dope. But the only thing that worries me is they cut 3 episodes because apparently they're way over budget. From what I've heard, they built a whole swamp in a studio. So there's a studio in WB, wherever they're filming this, there is a whole studio that looks like a swamp. And that apparently cost them millions upon millions of dollars. So they're cutting 3 episodes from that show. But yeah, Doom Patrol, Young Justice. If you guys haven't watched Young Justice, Justice is amazing. Yeah, the shows on DC Universe are great. Stargirl looks like it's going to be awesome. It's craziness. But Pennyworth does look dope. Pennyworth looks dope. It looks like a real show, which is kind of sad to say because Gotham always had this weird element. When they cut the trailers together, it never felt like a cinematic show. It just felt like a show that was being made, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It never felt like a serious show. It just felt like a wacky, crazy show. Whereas Pennyworth looks like it's going to be cinematic and serious. Like a real drama. So, yeah, I don't know. Blah, 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 blah. Barbara stole the proto Batmobile, remember? Did she? I don't remember. I seriously don't remember. I know they took it, but I would have thought they would have got it back or returned it. You know what I mean? When will we get Season 2 of the Titans show? Season 2 comes out at the end of the year. My son asked if you like Teen Titans Go. Sorry, I promised him I would ask. Yes, I did. I love Teen Titans Go. I didn't love going to the movie theater by myself because I looked kind of creepy being a mustache man going into a kid's freaking movie. I was just like, oh, that felt weird. But I loved it. I fucking loved it. I thought it was great. I know a guy, not really. Titans was okay. The fact that DC Universe didn't promote Doom Patrol enough before it aired sucked because that show is kick-ass. It is great. The show is awesome. Doom Patrol is awesome. Nice dash and beard. Thanks. I'm trying to get this going in there. This looks real trashy right now. I made the mistake of letting this grow and this grow by itself and not letting the rest grow because I was like, it's not growing in, and I shaved it. Now I'm trying to get this going in, but it just looks so bad, and I always end up shaving it because it just looks, it gets to points where it looks terrible. And one day I just need to just shave it all and let it all grow again at its own pace. Swamp Thing looks freaking good. What's Ra's al Ghul was better? Batman Begins, Roz, Gotham's Ra's, or Arkham Games. Oh, Arkham Games, hands down, was better. With Swamp Thing, let quality be the top of quantity. Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, they're having to rewrite the last 3 episodes to fit in the final episode, and that's what worries me. Because you can get a Gotham situation real quick there. Stargirl comes out in 2020, along with Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman in February and June, respectively. I'm so excited. Yeah, DC is really pushing their female characters, which I really love because, again, if you guys don't read comics and, you probably think that the female characters aren't cool, there are some badass female characters in DC. It's not just Wonder Woman. If you read Batgirl, she has some really amazing stories. I mean, Black Canary, the Birds of Prey, even Harley Quinn's comics are kind of just out there. They're kind of like Deadpool, like they're kind of outside continuity, kind of weird things. But her character, though, her story is really great. I want to read a serious Harley Quinn mini-series because I think it would be awesome. But they make her wacky and silly all the time. Gotham really felt like an afterthought to me. Like they would just suddenly remember they were making a show and throw stuff together. I agree, Trisha. Didn't you like the Mad Hatter episode, Juice? Oh, I love the Mad Hatter gave me nightmares. It was crazy. Okay, what's your favorite DC animated film? Ooh. I don't know. I was coming to the realization that there's a lot of DC animated films I haven't watched. If you were talking about shows, Batman the Animated Series, and then Justice League United is really good too. If Batman could use guns over how overpowered do you think he would be on a scale from 1 to 10? 1 being trash, 10 being good with them. Well, I mean, technically, Batman is great with guns, but he just doesn't use them. He has pinpoint accuracy. He's so badass. He just doesn't use guns. But his aim and everything is just pinpoint. They literally had an issue. It's called The Grim Knight, or it might have been The Batman Who Laughs 2, where the Grim Knight, who is an all-lethal Batman, basically a Batman that uses guns, faced off with Batman, and they were toe-to-toe to each other, and Batman ends up shooting at him with a grappling hook, and it's perfect accuracy. It wraps him and takes him off and stuff. And it hits on a train. It's just badass. But yeah, was wasted in season 4. Comes back and dies. Yeah, I agree with that. I'll be back in half an hour when I get off. All right, later, middle. Well, we might be on Twitch by then, or not on Twitch, but yeah, Twitch later tonight because I don't know how much longer this is gonna go. Do you have Injustice 2 maxed out Swamp Thing? If you want to see a funny video of me rage quitting, raging. I didn't rage quit. The damn game rage quit on me. I had Injustice 2 crash on me, and I lost all my files, and I rage quit on that damn game, and I didn't play it for a long time. I don't want another Origin film. Same. I mean, I don't think we're going to get an Origin film. Hey, Juice. What up, Ignomatic? I probably missed it, but what did you think of this season of Gotham overall and the finale? Thought it was disappointing! Wish Batmite was in the show, kinda. They could have done a really wacky episode with Batmite, but again, this wasn't, it wasn't a freaking, it was a prequel. Batmite's in the current Justice League run, though, if you want to see Batmite. Batman with guns is basically Punisher. That's exactly who the Grim Knight is, pretty much. The only animated DC film I've seen so far is Justice League: The Throne of Atlantis. Did I watch that one? I don't know if I watched that one. But I've seen so far the animated universe is very good. The animated universe is top-notch. Do you think the producers in Gotham are at fault for Gotham's problem? Hell yeah! Hell yes, 100%. They had no idea what they were doing. Animated films. I'm excluding Lego Batman, by the way. Blah, blah, blah. I want Batman, blah, blah, equally good. I don't want to. Okay. Let's see. Best Batman video game. I don't know. I really like the last one. A lot of people didn't like the last one because, there was too much Batmobile. I had no issue with that, but, Everybody, I will say that Arkham Origins had the best boss fights though, because it actually had boss fights. What's your favorite show right now? If I had to pick a show right now, it's Game of Thrones. Like, I absolutely love Game of Thrones. I don't know of another show where I'm like, oh my god, Game of Thrones is coming out tonight. Like, I don't have a freaking, there's not another show that I'm watching right now that is like that. Like, it's like Sunday, and I'm like, oh my god, Game of Thrones, freaking, it's on. Can't get on Twitter. I can't get on Instagram. I gotta wait. That's how I watch Game of Thrones. So, yeah, Game of Thrones is definitely that. I'm watching Happy right now. Happy's a really good show. It's batshit crazy, but I love it. It's on Sci-Fi. And Deadly Class. If you guys have not seen Deadly Class, oh my god, that show is dope. Great character development in that show as well. Go watch Deadly Class. That show is dope. Let's see. Do you think about Penguin's final look? I think it was very campy. Both of those things were very campy. Also, if Penguin didn't give Riddler his suit and all that, that means that, oh my god, we got a super chat. Oh my god, Carlos. Thank you so much. Everybody give some love to Carlos for giving us a super chat in the freaking chat. All right, I said that. Of course, where else would a super chat be? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the donation. But he asks, so is Jeremiah really confirmed the Joker now at the finale? And what would you do differently with the finale in your opinion? Keep up the good content. Well, thank you, Carlos. I really appreciate that super chat. I mean, he's unofficially confirmed because they can't use the name of Joker. That's why he says, like, oh, I'm feeling something different. I'm feeling something beautiful. That's why he says that. And, he throws out a bunch of J names. So he's Mr. J. That's as close as you're going to get. But what I would have done differently, well, see, this is the thing. Like, when I'm planning something, I think way far in advance of what I'm going to do. It's funny because we were writing my comic book today. We're writing one of my comic books today with a friend of mine, and we already have issue 10 planned out. We have issue 10 planned. We know what's going to happen in issue 10. We know what's going to happen in issue 9. But we skipped over like 7 and 8. And we were just like, we got so excited about writing 10 and 9 that we were like, we got to fill in 7 and 8, yo. And so we've wrote 7, but we're like stuck on 8 right now. And that's how I think in advance. And I'm just like, all right, this is what needs to happen at the end. What do we need to do to build to that? So if I was doing this last season or this last episode, I would have done the 10-year time jump at the end of the final episode of last week's episode. I wouldn't have done it here because that Bruce freaking getting to that place right at the start, there was no point in that. There was literally no point in that. And if you wanted to have some kind of like scary moment or like, oh my god, Joker's gonna blow up the whole place, you do that on the final episode, the previous episode. What do they call it? The penultimate. What is it? Promentiment. What do they call it? Penultimate. Crap! I can't say the word. Penultimate. I think is what they call it. The penultimate episode. You do that, which is the episode before the finale. You set it up there. That way, the whole final episode is all of a 10-year time gap, and you don't have all this other crap. Like, you don't have the Barbara is a freaking millionaire. You don't have, Gordon, whatever. I want to point out something because I think on Gotham Hub, I'm sorry if I'm calling you out there, Gotham Hub, but I either saw this from there or some other Gotham website. I could be wrong. So apologies if this is the wrong place. But I saw somebody retweeting that Titans asked, no, not Titans. Was it Titans? I think it was Titans. Asked Gotham if they could use their bat signal, and Gotham said no. And Gotham didn't even have a bat signal. They didn't even have one. It had no freaking thing on it. So that was a lie. That was a total lie. Gotham didn't do some badass move and like, oh, no, you're going to steal Batman from us? You can't use our signal. That didn't even happen because there was no damn bat signal on that thing. That was trash. I feel like people just make up stuff. But yeah, I would have really done just something different. I would have made this just a single final episode of Joker and Batman meeting. Basically, I would have done something along the lines of the Jerome Batman fight a long time ago. That's how I would have ended the season, and I probably would have ended it with Selina and Batman somehow, or Jerome and Batman and Gordon kind of like talking about what's gonna happen in the future. Like, I don't know. There's so much you could have done. I would have rewrote this whole season, to be honest. This whole season was. Gotham is campy in the best way. Have you seen Umbrella Academy? I haven't seen Umbrella Academy. I'll see it when I get Netflix back in June or July, whenever I get it for Stranger Things. Juice, be real. The ballroom in Gotham season 1 was easily the best villain. The balloon man. Oh my god. You know what's funny? The balloon man, that episode, everybody thought that was Professor Pig just because a guy was wearing a pig mask. That's what I had to deal with most of this season. Okay, describe Deadly Class real quick. Deadly Class is a class that's deadly. But no, that's as quick as you can get it. But that show is a school of assassins about like a bunch of kids that are from gangs like the Yakuza gang, the freaking like Mexican mafia, racist people. Like there's just all of like it's like a hillbilly gang. There's all of these crazy different like groups of people that send their kids to this like assassin school, and then there's the nobody group where they're just kids that get pulled off the street that go to this assassin school. And it's just this crazy ass show, and it's awesome. Like that's just watch it. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. Let's see. What do you think the next Batman show will be? Titans. It's already happening. It's cool how they set up Batgirl. Yeah, I like how she actually tried to save Barbara. That was cool. Deathstroke in Arkham Knight was disappointment. Too many freaking tank battles. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I didn't have an issue with it. I mean, I wanted to drive around the Batmobile. I thought it was dope. Cobra Kai was better than Gotham. Issue 10? Now I'm tempted to read it. It's hard for me to say being Batman fan, but truth hurts, and it's a hard pillow to swallow. Let's see. Ending was lackluster and not fulfilling. I totally agree. Do you like Bane? I thought he was okay. No, I didn't like Bane. Hey, I want to ask this. Are you guys tired of freaking I cannot hear what this guy is saying, Bane? I'm tired of that. I know it happened with Tom Hardy. That's fine. I totally get it. But they didn't need to copy it for this show. Like, I don't know why. I think this show relied way too much on the movies. They were like, oh, let's be like 1989 Batman. Let's be like freaking whatever. Also, I just want to point this out. Gotham did a 10-year time jump, right? Gotham did a 10-year time jump. None of the cars changed. None of the outfits changed. Everybody was pretty much the same. You're telling me a large city like Gotham had nothing changed? These are the little details, people. These are the little details. Go back and watch that episode if you were able to make it through it. And nothing changed. They were in the same cars, the same outfits. Like, there's any era changes after 10 years, and Gotham didn't. You got to be kidding me. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Sitting in a movie theater about to watch Endgame. Good luck, Seabass. Good luck. See you on the other side. And I wish the finale where Gordon wears glasses. That would have been cool. To be honest, Pennyworth does not look good to me. Oh, interesting. Also, it was people at Arrow who asked for it, not Titans. Really? Well, still, they were better. It was still the same thing. I thought it was Titans. But yeah, like, still, they should have... It still doesn't make sense. They had no bat signal. You know any good Mr. Freeze stories that isn't the animated series? Mr. Freeze is starting to become one of my favorite Batman villains. Have you read Scott Snyder's little Mr. Freeze story? Because he changes Freeze's origin. It's crazy. Read Scott Snyder's Freeze story. It's like 2 or 3 issues. But yeah, he changes Freeze's story, his freaking origin. It's nuts. But yeah, that was the most recent Freeze story. Also, Tom King took a different spin. If you haven't read Tom King's run at all in current Batman, but there was this really cool issue where Mr. Freeze is basically framed, and Batman, and like Batman's like, oh, Mr. Freeze did it, and they go to court, and like, so it's not like super exciting to where like, oh, you know, freaking Freeze and Batman are kicking each other's ass. No, it's Mr. Freeze gets framed, and Batman is in a courtroom for basically 2 issues talking about how Mr. Freeze is innocent. And he's like, and Batman is the reason that put him in there. So it's like Bruce Wayne is going against Batman and trying to see why people love Batman so much that they're willing to just say Mr. Freeze is guilty because Batman put him in jail. Like, it's a really awesome story. And if you want like a different perspective on Batman, read Tom King's run. Like, he is doing things with Batman that other people have not done. Like, you're seeing such a different side of Batman that it's great stuff. And some people are like, oh, I don't like this Batman. I want my Batman just to beat up people and have no emotions. Like, hell no. I'm a huge Batman fan, and I love when Batman kicks ass and takes names. But this shit, like, I'm just somebody who loves great writing. Tom King's run is fantastic. Let's see, Umbrella Academy is great, but honestly, the comics are better. Ooh. Now you have me intrigued, Trisha. I kind of want to read the Umbrella Academy comics. Just rewrite the whole Gotham. You know what? Somebody pay me the money and I will. Whenever Bane talks, there should be subtitles on the bottom of the screen. I mean, honestly, Bane doesn't need to have anything covering his mouth. He just needs to have an accent because he's Latino. That's it. He just needs to have an accent. Just get a Mexican guy with an accent to play Bane. I don't care for the Bane character as a character, period. Tom Hardy's portrayal was fine, but Bane was in the Telltale games, and other than that, I didn't care for that much. He has some good stories, Jalen. He's actually a pretty cool character, but I think a lot of people just don't. They just automatically assume he's a big brute and nothing more. I thought the battle with Bane and the people was kind of whack. Yeah, it was kind of lame. They beat him with a sonar that just so happened to attract bats. Like, yeah, it was kind of lame. Like, I don't know. They built up that whole, like, for Gotham. They built that up so much, and it was just super weak. Like, they could have done so much more with this show. Like, you want to know what I think happened? I don't think it's what happened exactly, but I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like that show, the writers of that show, or whoever was in charge, was so shocked that they got season 4 that they were like, oh crap, what do we do now? And they just started making stuff up after that. Because I thought season 2 and season 3 were dope. But season 4 and 5 fell so far that I genuinely think that show did not think they were getting another season. And when they got season 5, they were like, crap, we keep getting renewed. What are we going to do? And they just were like, what else do we make? And they just started throwing shit at a dartboard. Okay. Copying the movies isn't new. Season 3 finale was very, blah, blah, blah. Batman Begins. Cabal led Ra's al Ghul trying to spear. Yeah, I mean, it's not. But they didn't really, like, they didn't even, I guess I didn't really finish my statement on there. But yeah, they were copying the movies, but I felt like they didn't even try to do anything else. Like, they didn't really look at the animated shows, or they didn't look at the comics really much. They were just like, oh, did it happen in the movies? Let's do that. And they just took titles from stuff. Is Scott Snyder your favorite Batman writer? Probably not. Surprisingly, I think Scott Snyder is really great. I think Tom King is really great. But I think Jeff Loeb, to be honest, Jeff Loeb might be my favorite Batman writer because he's made some great stories. He did Hush. He did The Long Halloween. I think he did Dark Victory. Did he do... Hold on. Yeah, he did Dark Victory. He did The Long Halloween. And he did Haunted Night. And I love all of those stories as well. He's currently the CEO or like president of Marvel. But he jumped ship a long time ago. But he's an amazing writer. I think he's made some really great stuff. And yeah, I think he might be my favorite writer. Gordon with the caterpillar on his lip was the only thing he changed. Noticed. Then he shaved it off. I can't believe Gordon, Penguin, and the elderly home stopped Bane. Juice, what do you think of MK11? I have no thoughts on that because I don't play fighting games anymore. What do you think about Heroes in Crisis? I enjoy Heroes in Crisis. I know a lot of people complain about that, but I love it. I think it's great. I think it's different. It's something that a lot of people wouldn't write about. And I think, Tom King's taking a lot of freaking, chances and risks with that storyline. And I can understand it's going to get people upset, but I think it's dope. And that's what happens in the real world. So I always love realism in comic books. Juice, what up, Mike? They should have recasted Bruce in the 10-year time jump with an actor that resembles David Mazouz, like Carmen, who was recasted perfectly. Literally anyone would know that Bruce is under that mask for real. Gotham broke one of the rules of Batman. Batman creates his villains. They did. But since this was going to be a prequel show, and like I said, they never knew their identity, you had to view it as the villains were going to create Batman. So I never really had a problem with that. I just had a problem how they executed everything. The last Bane episode felt so rushed. Can we talk about how they just let Barbara go out there with her baby when there were guys who had guns for real? Umbrella Academy was amazing. Characters and some of the actors they choose in the show didn't work. Plus, the characters are a little more eccentric in the comics. Also, the artwork is A+. Okay, I'll have to check it out. Have you guys seen the trailer to that show, The Boys, that's going to be on Amazon? I bought, not the whole collection, but I bought a big collection of the digital comics. So I want to start reading that. That comes out in July. So I want to read that comic before the show comes out because that show looks amazing. The final episode was so bad, man. Juice, if you could make a real life Batman show, would you? Yes, hands down. I wanted to see Bruce himself, not just Batman Shadows. What's your favorite Batman movie? Just a question, okay? My favorite Batman movie. Dark Knight. Well, I just rewatched all of them recently. Probably Dark Knight. Just because, and honestly, I love that movie more because of Heath Ledger's Joker than I do Batman himself. Because I've said it a million times. I think Christian Bale's Batman is too stiff, like in his fighting. Like it's just like I want just a badass Batman, like BVS, but that's it. I just want the fighting style from that. I don't want the killing and all that other crap. Did Hush and Long Halloween? Okay, he did Hush and Long Halloween. Iconic. Yeah, he did both. It's kind of funny he's with Marvel. It's funny that he's with Marvel and that their comics have not been doing great. Maybe he just went over there to secretly sabotage them because he's a secret agent for DC. This season was kind of rushed. This whole season was rushed. Did anyone watch Krypton Season 1? Season 2's villain gallery included Brainiac, Doomsday, Zod, and Lobo. Yeah, I heard Season 1 of Krypton's really good, and Season 2 looks badass. What do you think of Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's Dark Knight's Metal? I thought it was cool. I liked it. I thought the ending was okay. I thought it was going to be a little bit more like crazy and dramatic. But I loved all the one-shots of the Batman, like the Dark Knights. I thought those were dope. The finale was a disappointment. The season would have been so much better if it had 20 episodes. No, so this is what I'm going to say. And I guess Gotham kind of freaking destroys my point, but damn you, Gotham, always ruining everything. But I was talking to my friend Clay about this, and I think every superhero show needs to go down to 13 episodes. And the reason why is they need to get rid of filler episodes and just concentrate on the damn story. Like, I think so many hero shows don't need 20 plus episodes. Like, I just think it's completely like unnecessary. Hold on. I think it's just completely unnecessary to have 24 episodes. And we were talking about it. It's like 22 episodes. But the reason why so many shows, and I think certain shows should have that many, like sitcoms that only run 30 minutes. I think 30-minute shows should have 20 plus episodes because they're short. But hour-long episodes like The Flash and Supergirl and all that stuff, honestly, just make them 13 episodes and just have badass stories. And I think the reason being is because so many of the episodes are just filler or dumb or just completely pointless, and they just get away from the main story for a little bit just to have some wacky stuff. And the reason why these shows have so many episodes is because they needed that to hit syndication. Like, if you guys don't know, back in the old TV days, you needed to be able to sell your show later on. You needed to have 100 episodes for syndication. It's why Gotham still forced 2 episodes to get it to 100. And you're able to sell these 100 episodes to other networks or other TV channels so they could run it at like 2 in the morning or whenever. They could put it on Nick at Night or whatever they want to do. That's why a lot of these shows would have so many episodes in the seasons, because they wanted to reach syndication so they could make money off of that show so much. But nowadays, with streaming services, you don't need that anymore. Like, streaming services will buy cheaper shows. Like, shows that only have like 2 seasons, they'll buy them. And then they can still just put them on the streaming service because they want content. So you don't need to have 100 episodes anymore. You can just make really good shows at 10 to 13 episodes and just really focus and concentrate on the story. But, there's like advertisers and do this and that, and I don't know. I think it's just a little too crazy. I think some of the best shows are the ones that have really short, like, seasons. So yeah, I don't know. Just my opinion. Blah 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 blah. Let's see. Do you think go to brought back Dollmaker or so many occasions? They could have done some really cool stuff with Dollmaker. What did you not like about the season of Gotham so much? What else we got? What did you think of Justice League? Ooh, let's not talk about that. I mean, Justice League was okay, but I hated. They super neutered Batman. I hated him in that. Okay, it would have been great if Season 4 was about No Man's Land and Season 5 was about the 10-year time jump. Yeah, that would have been cool, but there's no way WB or DC would have allowed that. Gotham's main issue is the writing itself and how they're going to distribute it throughout each episode. If Doom Patrol was able to do it, Gotham would have 2, and they didn't take that chance. I agree. You're my favorite YouTuber. What's your creator code in Fortnite so I can use it on the item shop? My creator code? I don't have a creator code. That would be interesting. That would be cool. I don't play Fortnite either. I think it'd be a cool idea to have a storyline where Batman sends a dude to a hospital and he dies, and they have to question everything about himself, and he's doing good, or it's just blind vengeance. You know what? Apparently that is like the storyline happening, not that exact storyline, but a very similar storyline to that is happening in Marvel's Daredevil right now. Apparently he stopped being Daredevil for a little bit. I haven't read it. My friend Clay told me about this. But apparently he stopped being Daredevil for a little bit. He came back. He fought somebody, and that person died. I don't know if they died like right when he fought him, but Daredevil's currently like questioning like, how did I kill this man? Blah blah. What happened? Like blah blah blah. And everybody's just concerned like, oh, did Daredevil just kill somebody? So it's really interesting. So that's going on in Daredevil, and I'm pretty sure there's issues like that in Batman. Batman and Robin Eternal might be that, but I haven't read that whole story, so I don't know how it ends. Okay, why aren't we getting another Superman movie? It's like he's the OG superhero. Yeah, Henry Cavill, too much money, or WB doesn't want to pay him? I don't really know the cause. To be honest, Superman in Man of Steel was fine in my opinion. Yeah, I think Superman was badass. I mean, I would have preferred a little bit more Boy Scout Superman, but I mean, I'm not complaining. Man of Steel was a solid film. Do you like Shazam? Shazam was awesome. I saw the movie 3 times. Did you like John Cryer's Lex Luthor? Which one was he in? I don't remember that name of the actor. How are you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Day's been good. Okay. Any more questions, guys? Ask them out. Ask them now. We're going to have to end this video soon because I want it to be watchable on YouTube. We're already crossed the hour mark, I think, so some people are definitely not going to watch this live stream. They're going to have to watch it in parts. So let's get some last questions in here. We'll probably be on for another 10 minutes or so. So get them in. Any questions you got? Like I said, I want to try to be doing this in the future. I will have a video coming out in the future talking about the future live stream. So definitely be on the lookout for that. If you haven't subscribe to the channel, subscribe, and definitely turn on notifications. Thoughts on Batman Gotham through Gaslight animated movie. I haven't seen the animated movie, but the comic was dope. I've read that. I don't even understand why Bruce came back. Gotham seemed to be doing okay without him. Like, what made him think he was practically needed now? Yeah, that was interesting, right? I mean, maybe because Penguin was coming out of the 10 years and he wanted to come back to him. Did you like Jay? No. Jerome. Did you like Titan Season 2? Seems cool with Deathstroke. Titan Season 2 seems cool, but we'll see how they execute it. If it's anything like Doom Patrol, then I'll love it. But that first season, I didn't really like. There was only a few episodes that I really enjoyed. Anything with Raven as a focal point, I hated pretty much because I don't like that actress. But anything with Hawk and Dove was amazing because Dove is bae. I watched full 3-hour podcasts in one sitting. Yeah, so I watch podcasts too. Like I will sit down and I'll have them in the background or whatever. So I know some people watch them, but some people are like, "Hey, Juice, can you just give me a summary of what your stuff was because I don't want to watch a long video." And I'm just like, "I'm sorry, man." I was like, "You gotta just watch the video." If you could make your own Batman story, what would it be, or what villains would you use? I would use all of them. I mean, obviously, my dream is to be the head writer on Batman. So. I will definitely want to make my own story someday. But I don't know. I just feel like, obviously, and I know it's very cliche, but I, in my head, have a Joker story that I would love to tell. But I have other stories for other villains, too. And I think Joker would be my main villain, maybe. Unless I can create... I have other, like, ideas and characters I would love to create, like, that are new. But yeah, I think Joker would probably be my main villain, but I would have so many other stories for other characters as well. So, yeah, I don't know. But I would definitely have a bajillion ideas for Batman stories. Which DC character is the most relatable to you? Well, I mean, if you're, like, relatable in person, I would have to say Blue Beetle. I mean, Jaime Ramirez. I mean, he's one of the only Latinos, you know what I mean? So relatable in that regard, it would be Blue Beetle. But that's one of the reasons why I love Batman so much is because he constantly gets up. Like, every time he gets knocked down, he gets up. And he never gives up. And he constantly keeps working towards his goal. And he's going to achieve it no matter what. And he keeps going and going and going. And I think that's very inspiring to me, somebody who wants to work in film, somebody who wants to write his own Batman comics and, you know, be successful in just a creative way in general. I think Batman is somebody who I relate to so much. And it's also because if you think about it, like, Batman is just a man, right? And his best friends, his colleagues are gods and, you know, superhuman just entities or, you know, people that have, like, super speed and stuff like that. And he's just a man, and he is on their level. That is just, from a life perspective, I could be looking at huge YouTubers, or I could be looking at Mark Zuckerberg and all of these people that have billions of dollars and think, like, man, those guys are just, like, super crazy awesome, and I'll never be on that level. But no, in a mentality, like, I'm like, no, I feel like I could be successful as one of those people one day. Like, oh man, I love Steven Spielberg, but I feel like I could be on his level one day because, like, I want to make films. I want to, you know, freaking do badass stuff. Like, I relate to Batman because even though I'm not on their level, even though I'm not making films right now, I constantly believe I can be on their level. I constantly feel like I can one day be their equal. And although society might not think that because I don't have, you know, I'm not a certain skin color. I don't give a fuck about that. Batman don't give a fuck about the police, right? Because he's constantly breaking their laws. Like, yeah, I think he's the most relatable because he doesn't let anything get in his way. Like, he has his mission, and he will do whatever it takes to complete that mission. And that's why I find him so relatable and why I love that character so much. So, yeah, what's up? Last few questions, guys. 5 minutes. You should make a Batman fan film. I would love to make a Batman film in general. Do you think, blah, blah, do you think Gotham is still better than most CW shows? No. I haven't watched The Flash since season 4. Supergirl is dead in the water, and Arrow. Why do you think Supergirl is dead in the water? I've actually heard a lot of people say Supergirl is, like, really good, but the people I hear complain the most about Supergirl, they're like, oh, it's too social justice warrior. I hate it. I have no problem with the social justice warrior because that shit's happening. That shit's real. I feel like people that hate social justice warrior stuff hate, like, what's happening in society. Like, Supergirl is the most, like, hey, are you watching us? Because this shit's happening in the real world. We're just putting it in a TV show. You should really go out and vote and look at your society and stuff because this shit's happening in real life. I feel like that's all Supergirl is just telling you, like, hey, pay attention because shit sucks. Blah blah blah. Gotham is way at the top of all the CW shows. I don't agree with that. Will James Gunn Brightburn Young Evil Superman would be better than Man of Steel? I haven't heard good things about Brightburn, but it looks cool. Who would win in a fight, Spider-Man or Batman? Well, I mean, I think Spider-Man is really badass and he's really good, but I think if Batman could disorient him because he would disorient the spider sense, I think he'd have an upper hand. That's kind of how I feel about people who complain about Black Lightning because they're reverencing paying homage to true events too. Yeah, I haven't seen Black Lightning, so I can't really comment on that show. But yeah, I think it's a lot of people are like that. A lot of people just hate true things that are happening in real life. Like, oh man, I watch shows to get away from the real world. But you know what? A lot of writers and people that write comics or write stories, they want to show, they wish they could do things. They wish they could change things in real life, but they don't have the power to. So they write these fictional heroes. They write these fictional stories that do show people that have the power to change things, changing things. And that's what a lot of writers are. So, you know, it's everybody writes the story they want to write. Like, that's what writers do. I mean, some writers will be like, oh, you want me to write a story about a potato and how it becomes a Super Saiyan? I could do that. And there are those writers. I feel like I would love to write. Like, if somebody just gave me ideas and they were like, here, make this a story, I would love to try to make that a story because I think you can make a story out of anything. But I think the best stories are the true stories. And that's why they're so good, is because people will take true events and put them in a fantasy world. And you're just like, wow, this is so awesome because you relate to it. And yeah, so there's that. The new Joker movie looks so good. Okay, so I'm going to probably end it on this because he mentioned the Joker video. But the Joker movie, right? I was just talking to a friend of mine. She's getting married on the day it comes out. She's getting married on the day Joker comes out, guys. Like, you don't know how much of a dilemma this is for me. I was talking to her yesterday, and I was like, girl, you're getting married on the day Joker comes out. And she was like, what? And I was like, what time's your wedding over? I was like, because maybe I can catch a late showing. And I was just like, she was like, oh man, she was like, I mean, you could leave early. She was like, but I'd be kind of like sad. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, it's just your wedding. No, I didn't say that to her, but I was like, oh man. So yeah, I guess the earliest showing is exactly when her wedding would start. And I'm pretty sure the latest showing is before her wedding ends. So I'm just like, like I always watch movies on Thursdays. I always watch superhero movies on Thursdays. It's very rare that I watch on Fridays because I know people are going to start talking about it. They're going to start doing all this stuff. And it's really the only way to avoid spoilers besides just cutting yourself off from the internet is seeing it the day it comes out. And, yeah, so now I'm going to have to wait to see Joker till Friday. And I'm just like, oh my God. So I don't know if I'm going to catch an early flight Friday after the wedding back to, because she doesn't live in Texas. If I'm going to have to catch an early flight back and then try to catch an early showing, or if I'm just going to watch the movie like with her in the next day. I don't really know what I'm going to do, but I'm just like, oh, what am I going to do? So, yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I'm just like, damn, girl, you had to get married on the day of the Joker movie. Congrats to your friend getting married, but damn, right? I know, reschedule the wedding. That's exactly what we should do. Reschedule the whole wedding. I personally think that a finale should have been 2 hours movie because they rushed it. I agree. Yeah, I get the Supergirl is trying to get an agenda across, but when they show constantly shoving the racial profiling and feminism down your throat, it gets really annoying. Like, come on, DC, we get it. Yeah, I mean, but tell me other shows that do that you actually care about and that, you know, are actually brave enough to talk about that kind of shit. Not a lot of shows do that, so I applaud them for doing that. Favorite Robin, Dick Grayson, yo. Dick Grayson. Oh, sorry. Rick Grayson. Fuck Rick Grayson right now. Oh, if you're a comic book reader, I freaking hate Rick Grayson right now so much, but Dick Grayson was the best. in my opinion. I'm not about that Tim Drake life. So many people are about Tim Drake thinking he's the best Robin. And I don't see why. I don't get why people think Tim Drake is the best Robin. I don't get it. But yeah, anyways, guys, that's going to be it. I'm going to have to end this stream soon because I know a lot of people are getting ready to, log off. They're not going to watch this. It's too long. And also, I got to get ready for the stream that's going to happen later tonight, which is probably about an hour and a half, maybe slightly after that. I like Supergirl especially. They thought they brought out Lex. Dan Didio is literally killing DC. I mean, Dan Didio was there during Scott Snyder's run and New 52, and a lot of people like New 52, so I don't know. But yeah, anyways, guys, that's going to be it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again. Hopefully, maybe by the end of the month, I will have this new video out that will be talking about, live streams and like stuff on the channel and future stuff like that. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm 99% sure this is the last Gotham-related video on this channel. I'm pretty sure. Unless I get a random inspiration for something I want to talk about on Gotham, I don't think it's going to happen. So yeah, we'll see how this does. Gotham has finally ended. Everybody, feel free to have a moment of silence. That's enough for Gotham. It's finally over. Thank you, Jesus. That's my opinion. Doesn't have to be yours. But yeah, Gotham is finally over, peeps. So yeah, more than likely last video on this channel. Keep an eye out for that other video talking about future stuff and what I plan on doing with this channel. But it is still going to be Batman-related stuff. Of course, going to try to get that Batman News Weekly out in a more timely manner if I can get some other stuff going. And then, of course, we'll always be covering big news that happens in the Batman universe for the movies, shows, all that jazz. But that's going to be it, guys. As always, I'm your host, Juice Wayne. Remember, Batman is awesome. See you guys next time. I'm doing this. I know you're still on here. I'm just, my stuff's not working and I have to, log off manually and it's terrible.